Imagine waking up one morning and finding a huge chunk of the internet, including some of your favorite apps and services, simply gone. That's exactly what happened on a recent October day, courtesy of a massive Amazon Web Services AWS outage. This wasn't just a minor blip. It was a full-blown digital headache affecting a vast array of online platforms. Services like Alexa, Snapchat, Fortnite, Venmo, and countless others that rely on Amazon's cloud infrastructure were suddenly unavailable. It felt like half the internet was suffering from a collective hangover, leaving users frustrated and businesses scrambling. As of the early afternoon, the situation was still unfolding. Many services remained down, including even Amazon's own voice assistant, Alexa. Trying to ask for the weather or control your smart home devices was met with silence. Venmo users also reported issues, with the app displaying alerts about ongoing problems. The ride-sharing app Lyft was also experiencing slower than usual response times. So what exactly went wrong? According to the AWS Service Health page, the root cause was increased error rates and latencies for multiple AWS services within the U.S. East 1 region, which houses data centers in Northern Virginia. The issue was identified as a DNS resolution problem with its DynamoDB API, a database that stores crucial information for AWS clients. By early afternoon, Amazon had released a brief statement explaining that the underlying DNS issue was fully resolved. However, the after effects lingered. Amazon admitted that some customers were still experiencing errors, particularly with launching new EC2 instances, which are virtual machines used to build online applications. Even Amazon.com and its subsidiaries, as well as AWS customer service operations, were impacted. It's as if large portions of the internet suffered temporary amnesia, explained Mike Chappell, a professor at the University of Notre Dame. Apps were temporarily disconnected from their data, leaving users unable to access essential functions. While AWS claimed to have fully mitigated the DNS issue by early morning, the ripple effects continued. The initial problem triggered issues with other AWS services, including EC2. By mid-morning, AWS was still working on resolving problems with new EC2 instance launches in the U.S. East 1 region. They recommended that clients avoid tying new deployments to specific availability zones to give EC2 more flexibility. And this is the part most people miss. Amazon was rate-limiting new instance launches to aid recovery, and significant API errors and connectivity issues persisted across multiple services in the U.S. East 1 region. Even after the issues were resolved, the backlog of requests would take some time to clear. The impact was widespread because a huge number of companies depend on the U.S. East 1 region for their AWS deployments. The result? Countless websites and services were sluggish or displaying error messages. Outage reports spiked across a broad spectrum of services, including banks, airlines, Disney+, Reddit, Apple Music, Pinterest, Roblox, and even the New York Times. But here's where it gets controversial. AWS offers valuable features, such as the ability for websites and apps to automatically scale their computing and server capacity. Its data centers are located around the world. As of mid-2025, AWS held an estimated 30% of the worldwide cloud infrastructure market. However, incidents like this raise questions about the reliance on a few major providers to support so much of the internet. What do you think? Is the concentration of so much of the internet's infrastructure in the hands of a few companies a cause for concern? Share your thoughts in the comments below.